to laugh and where we're gaining our audience. I know that a lot of people wanted to join our space today, and we don't have any notification for live stream. So if you can repost the stream, it would be super awesome for us to have more people immediately. And yeah, uh, okay, Shields will join us in a few. And what else I need to say at start? Wait, that we are doing these live streams with artists every Wednesday. We talk with interesting for us people, and we sharing our thoughts and basically talk with each other. So it's an open conversation, and usually we can draw, something like this. And this stream backed by Singular, a platform where you can trade your art, you can trade coins, you can earn coins by all your on-chain activity, and that's how in the future we're expecting airdrop, I hope. And today it should be with us Tal, but he don't feel himself well. Tal, if you're watching us, please get better soon. We wish you this. Yeah. And we have Hunt, who is a part of the team of Singular. Hi. And just a legend, a rock star.
Look, I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Yeah, we're currently working on Singular V2 with the Hyperliquid team and really looking forward to releasing it.
Oh, are you collaborating with Project X also?
We're working directly through the Hyperliquid team, so I can't really talk about anything else, but V2 coming soon.
Let's go, let's go. That's interesting. Did you start using Project X, by the way?
I did. I signed up for it. I don't
Okay.
have any liquidity on Hype, which I feel like I should, but then I have to sell something to provide liquidity, and that's kind of scary because right now everything is going up, and I don't really want to like sell something to get USD to provide liquidity. It just feels like I'm selling myself short. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
trying to figure out how to best use the platform, but I haven't yet.
I feel the same, because all my coins right now in Pengu, I sold like almost like many NFTs
Dope.
to buy Pengu, to start the staking and everything. So I didn't use it as well, and I think like a lot of people in the same situation. So we will see how it will be, in the future. But until disappeared again, right? Okay, so and we have today Nick Exula. Exula, am I pronounced it correctly?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here, share my art, and talk
Hell
about
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Do you use, by the way, all these platforms, Hyperliquid? Are you trading maybe?
No, to be honest, I mean, because I got into crypto, I mean, I heard about crypto, I mean, Bitcoin back in 2012. Never dabbled into it. And the only time I actually got involved was because of NFTs. It's a way to sell my artwork. So that's
Hmm.
how I got my feet wet. Um, and then that pretty much got me into Ethereum blockchain and accumulating ETH through that, and then collecting other artists, especially during 2021 and all of that kind of boom cycle. And then I got into Bitcoin finally through ordinals. Some OG kind of like people that have been in Bitcoin for quite some time got into ordinals, and then one of them was a collector of mine on ETH, and he on ramped me to ordinals and got me involved through there. So that was my introduction to Bitcoin. So I don't I did get the Trump coin. I think about it. That's the most shit coin I've ever gotten. I think. Oh, and then the rare coin
Did
for
you
COVID.
earn from it or did you lose from
Yeah,
it? Oh my
yeah,
Womp
yes.
womp
I
womp.
know. I think yeah, like it was it started dipping like what was it, 3 days after it came out, and then I'm like, I'm out. I'm not gonna hang around. And I think like a month later it went to like, I don't know, 13
Zero.
bucks, 50. Yeah. And then
I know a
the
lot of people who got
Melania.
wrecked on that
Yeah.
too.
Hi,
Yeah.
Shield. Hi, Shells. I'm super happy to finally hear you.
Yes, I snuck in. Hi, hi. Thanks for having me.
Jules is an art collector. Also, she's like I adore to hear her on spaces, art spaces. I join when I see
Hmm.
that you're jumping. I have notification from you and everything. So please introduce yourself to the guys and people who watching us right now too.
Sure. Hello. Funny story. I've only been in this space for a year and a half. I dove all in last January. I have a full time job, so I just, in my spare time, I work with artists. I try to help them network and really just be better versions of themselves, bring out their own little magic that they already have. Same with builders who are out here building. I work a lot with folks on launched originally. Um, and personally, I'm actually an artist myself too, a multimedia, and I just dabble with different
Wow.
things and love to learn new things. But more than anything, my biggest passion is really truly helping other people succeed with
Hmm.
whatever they're trying to do. It's kind of my superpower.
I
Right
love
on.
it. And I saw your art on the exhibition, right? You were on New York
Yeah.
exhibition. How's
Yeah,
your
yeah. I had
experience
a
this
few
year?
pieces at NFT NYC. And then I've had a few
Dope.
things for open calls selected too, as well. But really just slowly starting to get all of that out there. I'm not looking to try to make a bunch of money right now or, be that person that's the next big thing. I really am truly just absorbing and
Mm,
Oh,
lost
absorbing,
it.
and we'll never know the rest.
We will know now. Wait in a
Let's
second.
try to guess and fill in the blanks of what word it was. Absorbing and fulfilling
Observe.
my dream. Absorbing and then
I
letting it
rugged, didn't
back
I,
out.
for that moment?
Yeah, but at the perfect time, we're trying to guess what the possible word was coming, like
Oh,
what
you
was
didn't hear
coming
what I said
next.
after absorb.
We
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't
what's your
hear it after
guess?
absorb, so like now we fill in the blanks. Um, absorb and urinate. Absorb and um.
Procreate.
Oh no! Oh, that's a good one.
Master, never mind.
I'll give you a clue. It's in my Twitter profile.
I clicked the stream link from the Twitter, I'm from the Twitter message, so I can't get out of it and go back to
Oh,
Twitter, or else I'll rug. So
You're stuck
I'm
with
stuck
us.
here with you guys. Yeah, yeah. I can't even see Twitter.
That's
it was
fine.
absorb and listen. So listen was actually the word.
Oh, that's like
Byron.
Oh my
anticlimactic.
God,
I'm not gonna
guys,
I
we
lie.
have
said
the
sponge
similar
in there
answers to
somewhere
my life.
Humble.
too.
Wait, let's change the bio now together because I feel like it's kind of a letdown when you say it like that.
It kind of is, right? The climax just died.
Yeah, like absorb and climax would actually be a better word. Um, absorb and
Guys,
reiterate.
okay, let's back from your fantasy. I got that you have the similar vibes. You can talk with each other like endlessly already. You didn't know each other before, by the way.
No, we've never met, but she sounds dope.
Oh, that's
Nope.
destiny. Let's go.
It's that
So
cosmic
let's,
energy.
yeah, I really liked, Nick, I really liked your art that I put on background on worst.
Oh yeah.
That's like insane. That's blowed my mind, and I'm like, oh my god, I
Mm.
love it. I want it, but it's so expensive for me. So I just, like saved it as a non NFT user. Just right click and saved. So can you please tell us about your creativity and how you came up with this idea? I know that you're like using AI and everything. So please tell, yeah, how did you create it? Wait, I will put it on a big screen. Uh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, talking about the own worst enemy, I appreciate that. This stuff was this kind of style. Most people probably known me and collected my art through NFTs this way. It's more of the introspective Carl Jung dealing with your own, shadow elements to it. It's more ethereal. So this is something that I've been doing and developing probably for over like past 4 or 5 years. And that's kind of where I took my art when I joined like, NFT space and stuff. But as of lately, I kind of went back to my older style that most people that have been following Xsulo since like Instagram 2015, which is more cyberpunk.
Mhm.
And so rather than being ethereal, I just kind of went and took it to more of a exactly that, the cyberpunk stuff. And with this stuff, I actually took a lot of my older artwork. That was probably around like 2018. That's like more of this theme. And this is like a similar
Oh.
approach to my ethereal art where I use 3D. So it's a combination with like 3D and illustrating on top of that. Um, so I used to do that a lot, 3D and illustration approach, but because of AI and how good it's gotten, and now that you can train AI with your own artwork, that's when I started to jump into the more recent pieces it's like it's the same approach, but rather than doing 3D, I'm using AI and I'm kind of like photo bashing or AI bashing images together and then illustrating on top of it and then creating my own like narrative to it. So it's not kind of like a simple one click AI button and there you go, there's the art, I'm done for the day. It's still like the same approach, but rather than 3D, like I said, it's AI. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and also you have a portfolio with such a great project like Strange Things and Netflix and everything. Did you do like exactly the same there, or how it looked like for you?
So yeah, to like jump off of that, I have my VFX website. So before I got into Xsulo and stuff, um, and digital art, I mean, I
Oh,
did like yeah, I did VFX for films. I still do it. And this is all kind of like photorealism. I mean, this is like cyberpunk still. This is
mhm.
for Dave Krugman and his All Ships collab back in like 2021. So
Oh,
still cyberpunk, but more photorealistic. And the
uh,
Stranger Things,
uh-huh.
yeah, it's the same approach. With Stranger Things, it's doing things like I don't have it up here, but it's like set extensions, like matte paintings. Like you've probably people have seen it definitely, like green screen background, and then
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
film they replace it with like a CG related stuff. So outside of separate from Xsulo, like this is what I was doing like a ton of, and obviously you can kind of see from this like a lot of like muted tones and like a lot of cold colors. Like there's like no color in it and super like dystopia, cold. So um to kind of backtrack, before I got into VFX, I was a illustrator, like fine artist.
Wait, can I
Yeah,
ask, is it Matthew McConaughey there?
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God, what Matthew McConaughey doing there? Did you?
Oh, my heart is pitter pattering
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
This is one of my favorite commercials. I'm not joking.
Really,
I thought it was a very well,
Salesforce.
well put together
Did you
commercial.
do this?
So yeah, it's Matthew McConaughey and I forget what's his name. This guy's from True Blood.
Woody
Yeah,
Harrelson, they're brothers.
right.
Did you know they actually are brothers? They found out that they are brothers in real life. They did not know
Really,
that until recently.
I believe it because I felt that in True
Hmm.
Detective.
Yeah.
I mean, funny enough is this one's about AI commercial, but it's set extension. Like everything in the background right here, if you can see my cursor,
Oh,
was
wow.
extended out, and I just added that stuff. Um, so completely different than my Xsulo stuff, but I'm sure some people know that I've been
Mhm.
doing VFX for a while. But yeah, Stranger Things, it's all the same thing. It was like that
Cool.
was like back for season one, back in like 2016. Like I remember the VFX studio I was working at. They're like, "Hey, do you want to work on this like project?" But we also have this other project with Winona Ryder, and it's like a scary TV show on Netflix. And like, yeah, I'd rather do the scary Winona Ryder TV show, and happen to be Stranger Things. So,
Hmm.
well. fun
Definitely.
tidbit.
Well,
Yeah.
so how was it working with with all of, or let me back this up actually. Before Stranger Things became Stranger Things, right? As big as it is now. When you had that choice, when you were asked, hey, here's this project or here's this project, and clearly you chose Winona Ryder and Stranger Things. But is there like any insider thoughts that you can give us to like where was your mind? What made you choose that? Was it the creativity possibilities or like what made you really be like, I know this is where I want to go?
Well, with that, with VFX in general, it's real client based, so I don't have like too much creative say. It's like this is what you're supposed to do, this is what we need, and then you do it. So there was no like kind of creative input on my end, but it was mostly like what I was working on at that time wasn't that fun or cool. It was like some baseball like TV show that I thought might not go anywhere. But when they talked to me about, Winona Ryder doing, a spooky TV show that kind of like brought me back to like Beetlejuice, that like I grew up on and everything that she's
Yeah.
done, so it felt like a almost like a resurgence for her, and that's where I got excited, and I did like uh yeah, I just jumped on it and I went with it. Kind of followed my gut.
If I'm not mistaken, Shills, you using a lot of fog and this type of colors in your art as well, right?
I am. Yes, I
Mhm.
am. I like to do a lot of aesthetically pleasing pieces. That's what I was going to say about what we're staring at here. That's what I love about the tones, the softness. You can tell that there is a lot of thought going into the illumination without it hurting, right? Like how you have that soft lighting off to the right over here, and you can see that it's much brighter, and then to the left where the clouds are and everything is a little more dim. It's just so aesthetically pleasing to me to stare at these.
Mm.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of creativity that's being and thought put into it. It's, they want a general look for the client would want, like it to have mountains and forest and it to be a sunset. So, but within that space, you can have a lot of creativity and make like a pretty beautiful like image or actually like a film or VFX in it to kind of help tell the story or sell the idea.
So,
Yeah.
is it like your only work and you don't like it? Because I don't want to talk about your work, It's better to talk about your creativity. It's if it's more comfortable for you, for example. But yeah, I
Yeah.
like how it feels for you right now. Do you
Uh,
like to work with? Mhm.
yeah, like creative. I mean, AI is a very interesting thing. I do think it's a disruptor in like the good and bad sense of it. I understand why artists are nervous about using it. And it can kind of like make you kind of question your whole process and like feel like a phony for using it. But um, what I kind of like to do is kind of step away from the online, noise of everything with AI and even with art and just kind of focus on the work. I think that really helps like my creative process, especially lately. That kind of
Mhm.
answers your question.
Did you notice already maybe that people like clients come to you because of your like own unique style and your art? Like they want exactly what you draw in your, art.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Actually, I mean, recently, I can't say who it is, but a pretty well-known brand just reached out to me because of my style and aesthetics, and they want to just use my artwork because of that. And it was more of the cyberpunk stuff, so which is really, yeah, humbling. And I'm really like, I try and stay humble all the time because like I feel very fortunate, but I also work pretty hard. I've been doing like art since I was a kid, which led me into VFX. But with VFX and matte painting, I just didn't get that creative output. And it was always someone else's ideas. So that's what got me into Xsulo and going back to like the stuff that I loved growing up on, like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, all that 90s stuff. So that's where a lot of the inspiration comes from.
How did you start it in crypto, and how bear market is for you? Like, is it affected on your art and what you're doing on blockchain, or like how it was for you? Did you thought to quit maybe crypto and doing art like in traditional way with galleries and everything? Like, I don't know how it's for artists, by the way. Is it more complicated to build your name as an artist in Web 2, or it's easier in Web 3? How it's
Um,
many questions at all, but still.
no, yeah, Web 2, like that's where I started building my audience is on Instagram
Mhm.
and making connections with other artists and collaborating and with other artists as well. And then that kind of led into like brands and client work, using my artwork, licensing my artwork. And Yeah, it was Web 2 build up in like 2015 to like 2019. And then I started hearing about it, crypto art in late 2020, like right before Beeple came in with those, headline sales and stuff, which was really cool to watch. So yeah, I started seeing everyone jump into it that was like in that same circle on Instagram of other artists. And at that time I was just selling prints, like physical prints, so I thought it was another avenue. And then also I just thought the whole word crypto art sounded really cool and like futuristic and appealing. And then it involved, yeah, blockchain. And then just doing my homework and research, um, set up a hot wallet, reach out to platforms like Super Rare
Mhm.
and Nifty Gateway at that time. They just onboarded me, so I started off on Super Rare. Super Rare was my first place to mint, and then it was Nifty Gateway, and then eventually Manifold.
Mhm.
And that all led to also ordinals, and ordinals is like a whole other beast of like inscribing your art on the Bitcoin blockchain, which
And
is
your
really cool.
ordinals look like completely different, like a peel,
Yeah.
right? And something like completely different from your art that you drawing here. Like how? By the way, like I know that people, collectors, don't like when artists jumping from one art style to another because
Yeah.
so how it's for you? Because like when I made research about you, I also noticed that you have like different art styles.
Yeah, and that can be understandable. I mean, people want to create a narration or something that's like easily recognizable. And I get it, but like as an artist, I don't think an artist should ever put themselves like in a creative corner or feel like they have to like repeatedly do the same thing like for the rest of their lives. Like any actual natural born artist, even like Takashi Palm, everyone knows Takashi Palm and like his flowers and like very vibrant artwork, but you look at his artwork like 10, 20 years ago and it was very traditional Japanese art. It's completely different. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of artists, if you study them over decades and over years, their art evolves or they will kind of try new things out. And I think experimenting. Um, and when I first started on Super Rare, my art was kind of like all sorts of different. It was kind of the same, like kind of color palettes, but like there's different kind of styles and approaches. And I was a lot more kind of like open back in like 2021 and stuff. But during that time, I kind of stuck to more of the ethereal, like the artwork that you have in the background, the anatomy based stuff. I stuck with that for a few years because collectors kind of known me for that. But once I got into ordinals, because ordinals was you can't put the same kind of quality artwork up there. I had to like work in a smaller canvas size, so I started just kind of playing around with different ideas, different themes, but keeping the color palette the same. And
I
then
think Sam Spratt stole your idea with this.
yeah. I think every artist, not every artist, but a lot of artists love skulls. I think
Yeah, that's
it's
a classic.
classic memento mori. We've been doing it for centuries. So this was a lot of fun, and like doing a big body of work, it kind of let me kind of try new things and get away from that whole anatomy, ethereal, kind of translucent being stuff, and just going back and having fun and challenging myself. Because when an artist just kind of repeats their style, for me, it can get very stagnant. Um, but it's always nice to revisit stuff. That's why I've been doing more cyberpunk stuff
What's your
lately.
favorite style from everything that you have?
It's so hard to say, like, because I can bounce around, but I have to say, like, my cyberpunk stuff, because there's something about it. I think it's a little bit about the commentary on like the digital age and AI and where everything's kind of going. I feel like on a larger scale, it kind of reflects that, and also I love the theme and the style and like the approach to these pieces a lot more free flowing and not as rigid as like the other artwork I've done. So it's
Hmm.
just about having fun, really, and also kind of telling a story and kind of putting a mirror up of, this digital brain rot, modern, big data day and age that we live in and that we're a part of. So, and how it kind of affects us as like humans and how it's kind of unnatural in ways too.
You said storytelling. Are you planning to, yeah, develop it as a story, as some, project with, I don't know, some comic book or like, maybe movie? What's your plans?
Yeah, people always ask me about that, especially with Cyberpunk.
Mhm.
If I ever wanted to do something like that in comic book, I'm just like not interested in it. Oddly, I'm kind of always a person that kind of naturally goes to the flow, and if there's something that pops up in front of me that makes sense, like if it was, I guess, a film, um, and I have worked with other directors, especially in the VFX industry. So if it did work out that way, it would be more of a collaborative thing. It would be like, this is my vision, and because working in the film industry, it's a total back and forth, and it's a team oriented thing. And I wouldn't come in there like, this is me, and I have people have to know who I am. It would be more about the message, and if it would clearly be a probably futuristic cyberpunk film about something interesting and body horror, like if it was anything like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting. Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah, like that film. I can't
Yeah, I
remember what
forgot
it was.
to.
It's with Demi Moore in it, and it came out a
Yeah.
year ago.
Chills, did
Not
you, did you watch this movie?
me.
No,
Uh,
I didn't watch too, but I saw a lot of TikToks. I think I watched like this.
the
yeah,
art
I
is
feel like
just
body
so
horror.
it's I just love
Yeah.
staring at this art right now that's on the page. Like I
No,
can
I
get
really
lost in it.
appreciate that.
It's
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know, but still, when I watched at your art, my favorite is with that I put on background this style.
Yeah, I mean, I love it too. I mean, honestly, I'll always kind of go back to it, like this stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
that's brilliant.
it's very introspective, and like it was very therapeutic
Yeah.
for me to make. And that at that point in time in my life, I kind of needed to make that kind of artwork where it was like, you know, I guess about love and embrace and like introspection
Oh my
and
God. What
pain and
That one
inspired
right
you?
there. That oof.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. Were you in love? What inspired you to create such art?
Oh, well, my wife, honestly, I met my wife like in art school, like probably about 15 years ago. And she was the one that's like, hey, you should really get back rather than this VFX stuff, you should get back into like your art. I've
Oh,
seen like she saw all my like kid drawings and stuff, and she's like, you should really just like start drawing again. So like a lot of it's a kind of a nod to her, and just all that sappy good stuff. I kind of have like a soft spot for romantic films sometimes. So
And now I
inject
know
into
our
the art.
cosmic energy connection. Same thing here.
Yeah,
And seriously, yeah, my husband is actually my biggest supporter and advocate. And
isn't
I,
that
as a
awesome?
child, grew up all around art, technology, classically trained. But as an adult, lost a lot of that. Stopped doing art. I said I'm not a
Yeah,
creative person for 20 years because of I've been in the corporate America for 24 years, right? You lose that part of
hmm,
yourself. And joining the space back in January of 24 when I decided to rip off the band-aid, if you will, and figure it all out. My husband's been there, like, to give me that advice, and to see the progression. And his words to me after New York, after NFT NYC,
Mhm.
I have never seen you in this way in our 7 years together. You finally found your people, and I'm happy I got to see it. And
that's
and
awesome.
he's right. Like, I found all of you, my group of weirdos. We're nerds. We're art. We love data. We love math. We love science. We love all the things, right? And I, as an adult, while I love my friends and they've been my family and we've seen each other through everything, none of them are that. None of them are artistic kind of people for the most part. So it's been really nice, and having him by my side, I felt that just now when you explained that, to have that kind of support from your wife. So I just really appreciate hearing that she's been that kind of, anchor and foundation and support for you, because I feel that too with my husband.
That's awesome. No, I love to hear that other people have gone through the same thing because like sometimes we have our own self doubt. And we're like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And then when you have a cheerleader or something, someone cheering by your side, or even a group of friends, then yeah, that means a lot.
You guys are lucky. I'm not gonna lie. My wife fucking hates
Yeah,
NFTs, hates
I just wanted
crypto.
to say, but I didn't
Like,
want to, say it first. That Hunt, like, oh my God, my wife want to go with
hates.
me in LA.
My
You know,
wife.
my
My wife
wife
came
too.
to
She doesn't
LA.
like.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. No, no,
No,
go
I was
ahead.
gonna say I agree. My wife's like, no, I'm not gonna touch it. I don't really like. I think it was just a fad, and it's like I get it. Um, but she just loves my art, and she's like, yeah, do it. Like people will love it and connect with it and want to collect it. But I'm not gonna like touch it.
Bro, I get products like that I've designed that are fucking dope, and they come to the house, and I'm like quality inspecting them and shit, and I'm showing them, and my son and my daughter and like my kids are super excited, and she fucking hates it, you know. So
Show
I
it to us.
stacked up the
Show it to
room,
us. Maybe
huh?
we show it to us.
I'm at the trailer now. I don't have anything now, but like at home, I've got it everywhere, all over the place. And there are so
Wow.
many things that I've had a part in, and they're like stacked up. And I've got like art on the wall that I got printed, and like
Wow.
signed art that's sent to me from the artist, and like all this dope shit.
Nice.
And I love it. And we're just like a traditional Lebanese family. Like we make hummus and tabbouleh and shit at home, you know? So it's like, it's definitely very far away from what we're used to. So yeah, she hates it. And she just hates like, she hates crypto humor and like crypto engagement and like crypto
I
bros, you
get
know,
it. I
when we're like hugging each other. We were at the Azuki LA event, and one of the guys came up, and we hugged. We hadn't seen each other in forever, and then he like got down on his knees and grabbed the side of my pants, and everyone's laughing, and it's a really funny joke, and like he's about to give me a little blowjob and shit, and and my wife just
yeah.
looks at me like, what is happening? And she lost it. Like, we left the party, like that was it, you know. Yeah, very
My husband
removed.
doesn't get it either, but he at least tolerates it and just stays
Oh
back.
yeah, my wife.
But he did great in New York. He was with me in New York the whole time for like the side events. He did
Yeah,
really good and met a lot of cool
I
people.
take her
So
to everything. The first time
yeah.
she went to a crypto event, we did NFT NYC in 2022, and we went to like all the dope events, and we saw all the nice shows, and I took her for like our time. Like, we did Broadway, we did Times Square, we did all this cool stuff, and like there's a little Lebanese village in the Bronx that we did, and we had fun, but yeah, it wasn't enough to turn her, unfortunately. I've tried every year. I think after this LA trip, she is done with crypto stuff. Like, she is just, she will no longer come
I
with me.
can
You know,
blame
the
only you in it. I can blame only you. I don't know.
man. It,
The youth, the younger generation, or the Gen Gen X or whatever, or Gen Z.
ugh, I can't even get my son to like it. my daughter is 9 and she has like a beans and she's in love with all the physicals and she likes drawing and like she loves drawing, she loves art, she loves painting. So me and her kind of vibing with it. Um, that's about it. It's really hard, man. I gotta say, even like when you said my friends are not that, like my friends are great and I've known them forever and we were like in high school together and been through so much, but my friends are not that. Like they are like these they're still in their 30s and 40s going to nightclubs and shit and like popping bottles and like wearing Louis Vuitton sunglasses in their Instagram stories. Like they are not that, sadly. Um, but
Not
we have new
that
friends.
actually. And
We
Sadly.
have new friends.
okay,
I think too many people have this crazy idea that these crypto parties like that or these big like lavish over the top kind of like Diddy parties, and it's like, nah, bro, you're talking about we're a bunch of tech computer nerds. We're standing around in freaking Jinko jeans and tank tops and flops and drinking cheap liquor and having a good time, which not always true, but you know what I mean. I just think it's funny how there's a few out there who have caught on in the mainstream and might live those
Mm.
kinds of lifestyles, but it's not how the rest of us are really truly doing
Yeah,
it.
like the
So,
the guy that pulls up in the Lamborghini to the crypto event in Dubai probably has like a $10 portfolio. And the guy talking about account abstraction at the
bingo,
Monad party, like he's fucking rich, you know? It's
driving the
like you
Toyota,
just
right?
yeah, and he's fucking
Seriously.
Sam Bankman Fried that guy with like $1 million in hype and 50 Bitcoin sitting in his fucking account.
Right.
Like,
I like finally took a plunge because I'm like that person. I don't like to spend money on myself. I'll spend money on everybody else though. I love to buy things for people. But I finally my husband convinced me. He's like, you gotta just do something for yourself. So like a few years ago, I think it was in 2020, I finally did. I was like, all right, I'm gonna rip off the Band-Aid, bought a brand new Audi right off, the
dope.
line. Customized all that stuff. All the bells and whistles, you name it. The only one like it out of Chicago. I
oh
drove
my
I drove it
god,
for a year. I loved it, don't get me wrong. And oh man, that thing was a space. It was literally I called it the spaceship. But
In a good way?
I I loved it. I loved it, but I'm going to tell you what. I literally after a year was like, "You know what? I love it, but I want something bigger because I went for something smaller." And I took that, traded it in and got myself a Nissan SUV, which I had always done before, and then got my husband a convertible Beamer.
Mm, which one?
I got it's a used, but I got him the last year's of the hardtop. So he has a 2014 428i
Man,
hardtop
Mhm.
convertible. It will be in the family forever,
I had
for
an
sure. Like we bought it as an
E46.
investment.
Oh yeah, that's like the car. I had an E46 M3 convertible for years.
I have no
And
idea
then
what it means. I
it's like the last M3 Beamer without like computers and tech. It's like it's a
So everything's so
real metal
plastic these
sports
days.
car.
Yeah.
Everything is so plastic, so computer overdriven, like this is the last like solid like when you shut the door you hear metal.
Yeah, my
Everything
dad
is
like a
very like analog.
yeah. Yeah, like my dad had like a 1970 he still has a 1970s Ford truck. I mean that thing is like falling apart, but
Hey,
it's like a yeah. That's like what I
yeah,
learned
they're
to
so
drive
nice.
on and then now it's just plastic, you know.
That was my like subtle way to for my wife to allow me not to like sell my crypto during the whole dip in 2022. um I was dumb because like guys, we want to show off, right? Our wife doesn't like crypto much. We're like, honey, look how my coins went up. My coins went up. And then when they go down and they ask you how much they're worth today,
you
you
become
like
sad.
you don't want to answer. Yeah. So
Yeah.
she always wanted a Jeep, like she always wanted a Wrangler, like a convertible Jeep. So we ended up selling the Beamer into the COVID price hype and like because you couldn't find cars for a few years. And then we got her a cool Jeep, and I thought that would like get her off my case for buying art and like putting art all over the house, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
He said,
The,
It means that she's
Oh,
the one. She's the one. If the
Mm.
woman's stronger than you and ruling you, she's the one. That's it.
she's the boss.
What do
I'm
you
Yeah.
not
guys
gonna lie.
thought on like Cybertruck and
I
Teslas?
love Cybertrucks, man. I love
Okay,
Cybertrucks.
guys.
I
I
love
don't
that
understand
Tesla's
that.
made electric cars cool. No, cars are art, Ira. Cars are art, okay?
I agree. I
Pull up
agree.
pull up a Google image right now of an E46 M3 convertible. And you'll be like, "Yeah, cars are art. I'm sorry."
And there is a lot
And
of
we'll
design
accept your
and
apology.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
they are
Oh yeah.
pieces of art. Like I think like they found like I saw it on Instagram. They found like an old Ferrari or something like or Lamborghini in like the 70s that's been like just sitting in this like in Italy in this like
Mm.
not a shed but like a garage and it was still in like pristine condition like all these years like 40, 50 years later. It's nuts.
Guys,
It's
I will
beautiful.
in myself if we will continue to talk about cars, not art, please. I
Okay,
see
let me ask you an
beautiful
art question.
I see beautiful samurai girl on my screen. So what is it? Is it new collection that you're preparing, or also the question that guys asking us, Matt Simon, that why you didn't mint on Solana, why you choose another
Hmm.
platform? So yeah, and at the same time, question like, is it new collection and where you minting it?
Is this directed to like Shills and I or to me? The
You
Solana. Let's see. I talked to like Batsuit, I think Yum, like quite a while ago about Solana, and it didn't seem like many collectors were like interested in collecting art on there. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but it seemed like Solana was like a great place to like flip shit coins or whatever. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
pretty
never
much.
really messed with art on there, and I didn't want to spread out too much. I just wanted to stick to Tezos. I did in like 2021, and then
oh,
also,
yeah,
yeah, Tezos is great. Like,
I adore
but
tennis. I agree with you.
I haven't messed with Solana. And then you're asking like the art that's on the screen right now. This is old stuff of mine. This is my early like cyberpunk stuff in 2015.
I
So this is kind
really
of what I
like it. Oh my god.
yeah. This is like ink on moleskin, which I try and still do. I try not to do too much digital
Wow.
stuff these days. Yeah.
Are you planning to do something with blockchain, like, I don't know, make some toys on blockchain, or like, make your art involved in blockchain, or experimenting with, code, not code, how it's smart contracts? Because what I seen right now, like all your cyberpunk style, it's like can be, having a story
Integrated in
on
that.
blockchain. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think like I think maybe back in 21 I considered doing like merch like integrated with it because but everything was so fast paced and fast moving. I just kind of focused on the art. And it's been like that since then. So I'm right now like my headset is just kind of like it's only been like 3 months I got back into the cyberpunk stuff. So I think I'm kind of trying to create like a message and a theme and
Mm-hmm.
repetitively like saying it over and over so people kind of like get it and kind of shift the narrative to that. So I think it's more about building right now and sharing
Oh,
that.
I love this poster. Oh my God. They're right in
Yeah,
the middle, on the blue background. No, 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 down there.
where's this
With the
one?
girl.
Uh, this one.
Yes,
I
yes.
think.
Oh my God, so
Yeah.
beautiful. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just mostly like I don't have like any
Wow.
like hard set ideas. It's just about kind of rebuilding the cyberpunk Xula stuff and going back to what I was originally doing and kind of introducing that back into like probably one of ones. Like that's kind of where my head's been at as an artist, just like one of one manifold, my own smart contract.
That's what I would recommend. That's what I'm pursuing right now myself, and all of the
Yeah,
artists I work with. That's what they've been recommending as
What?
well.
What again, guys? One.
one of one manifold, like addition of one art piece. So it's not like multi open edition. artworks for
Right. Like there's
collectors to
not more
collect.
than one. So it's just that one piece, and there's only one in existence. So it's more rare. And a lot of people are kind of more focusing on that, I feel like, especially more of those established artists like yourself,
Yeah.
because you have that ability, right?
Yeah.
You've spent the time, you've been building your army of people who love you and love your art, and clearly you've been very successful in a lot of areas. So for me, I think it's very smart for you to transition into that and start publishing out more of those really like methodical, time consuming pieces that are going to attract even more artists, right? Look what Christie's and Sotheby's is doing, and look at Eighth Project and how fast that happened. So I think of things like that. There's a lot of more eyes on the digital art
Hmm.
space now than there used to be, but
Hmm.
we also don't want to get too lost in that either, because we need to be focused on building the space right now that we're all living in, and let's build our framework and what we want, and then people will come to that. And I feel like you're helping to do that by a lot of the stuff you're doing with the bridging of in between spaces.
Why do these feel
Yeah.
like cards to me? When I look at your cyberpunk pieces, they feel like cards, like almost like trading cards.
Trading cards, like comic book trading card kind of stuff. Yeah.
They totally do.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they feel like to
They
me. I don't
really
know
do.
if I'm the only one seeing it, but like,
Tarot cards, like almost like tarot cards or
Oh,
something too. I get a
yeah.
Oh, I
vibe
did do
like
tarot
that.
cards. Yeah,
Oh my
there are
God,
like a
real?
hmm,
Is this
yeah.
for sale? I want to buy it.
Oh my god,
I'm gonna
AI
see if I
tarot
can.
cards. It's the tarot cards for all of the robots and the AIs. That's what
huh,
it is. I love
That's a
it.
dream.
hmm.
Yeah, I think tarot people love tarot cards, and I think I have just like I got 20 more major arcanas to do, and
Mm.
but I have probably about 50 of the 77 tarot cards done.
Can you show
Um,
this?
yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I like archived it because I did it, and then I kind of just now it's just kind of sitting, unfortunately. So I buried somewhere. So I'm gonna see if I can find it. And I can definitely share it.
Oh, great question, by the way. That's do you do commission work too?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Commission and then private sales for like we were talking about one of one private sales. Yeah, I know I don't put it up on my like header. I know some artists say like, "Oh, I'm open for commission work," but yeah, just to throw it out there.
That's so.
Definitely am.
The cyberpunk style is really making a resurgence in the anime space, and I feel like your art is
Yeah.
already like a mix of both. I don't know um,
Hmm.
if you've seen the Netflix special, but I'm assuming if you're kind of in that world, you have. It's really fitting to it. Like I'm noticing a lot. And when you mentioned Akira was one of your favorites back in the day, I know that like Cannabis as a producer was huge on the idea of like body augmentation and like that cyberpunk effect from anime characters. Do you do any animations, or is that something you're like looking to get into?
Um, I think I veered away from animations because it's so like work intensive, and the way I approached my pieces were very like more of an artistic kind of nowadays, even with the cyberpunk, kind of like this collaging in a way, kind of digital collage. But yeah, I've stayed away from it just because it's so you'd need a team of people to do something like that and build a world up to it. But um, I
There are
see
some
my
great
art.
tools
Yeah,
now with AI.
yeah.
I, I
Oh
don't know if you've
yeah,
explored it,
yeah,
but like there's some really dope animations that you can create with AI.
yeah. You can actually take your artwork and make it move like this one I did using the same stuff. And this is all like using what is it?
Mid Journey, probably.
Cling,
Oh, okay, okay.
Cling. Yeah, and Cling is relatively like expensive model to use, but you can take your artwork and tell it like, oh, move the head around and walk around, and it'll do it.
Mm,
So this was like stuff that I did that I trained my art off of, made the image, and
cool.
then gave that image to AI and told it to move around. So I think AI unfortunately could get rid of animator jobs, but it's really cool to play around with
There was a business
and
model
make
that
new
was
stuff.
presented. the other day to us in like a pitch deck, and they're planning on making ethically trained AI app stores where you could go in and purchase credits to an AI, like an API based AI, um, built from a specific artist's style, trained by that artist, and they get a cut of each of these credits sold. And it seemed like a really novel idea because someone like you that has been working with your specific AI model, and has trained it off your art and understands your style, and it understands your interpretation of prompts. And then to
Hmm.
give that as a tool to someone who's either entering the trade or, looking to kind of build on a specific art style that they liked. It just felt like it would be really cool. And I think a lot of companies are now trying to cut that stigma, because you're right. When you close your eyes and you ignore crypto Twitter and you ignore like Reddit, AI is a great tool for an artist. And when you look, and then maybe like a lot of it is founded in truth, right? Like the unethical training is a big deal, but at the end of the day, if you ignore that and you use the sauce, it's like the results have just gotten more and more beautiful, and I feel like more and more humanized over time.
Yeah, I think they are like trying to do. I know bigger companies like try and work off of copyrighted artwork. I always like to think it too is like it's not like just straight up just ripping off an image. I mean, maybe some AI models, but it's like based on like diffusion and like patterns, and it's like assembling its own thing rather than just like collaging, like copy paste. Like that goes against copyright guidelines. It's straight up copy pasting, but it's more like pattern recognition, and you tell like it to be like, hey, I want cyberpunk, like, and it'll know like the general feeling of what vibe of what cyberpunk is, and I want wires and cables and buildings, and it'll like know how to put that together based on that library and like create its own thing, not just completely rip off something that it sees on ArtStation or Instagram.
Yeah, it becomes more like an artist being trained at an academy off of different
Yeah,
work as opposed to literal, copyright infringement.
yeah. I think like people are afraid that it's just gonna like other people are gonna be using it and it's gonna replace illustration jobs, but it's in a weird spot. But like, I think artists understanding and learning it is also really important because it's
Mm,
like I see it just as another tool, and they can enhance your capability of telling your message as an artist, and kind of bridge that gap and shorten, that process as an artist.
what
That
would you
makes
say
sense.
is like what would you say is inspiring this transition to ink for you, if you're so comfortable with the digital or like work? Because it almost
Sorry,
feels
what?
like a return. When you said you're doing a lot of ink on canvas or ink on wolfskin, I think you said, like, it just feels like you're kind of returning more to the traditional, like, the roots of it all as
Yeah.
opposed to digital. So if you're so comfortable in the digital space, why the transition? Or is it just to like,
Um,
because they're like two
it's
extremes, right?
yeah, like I don't want to neglect that part in me. Like, there's a lot that I can benefit as an artist, like doing pen and ink, like on paper. Like this stuff I have up right now. This is actually like trained AI stuff that I did like on the computer, and then I put it. This is like ink on moleskin and Prismacolors. So I
Mm.
never want to kind of like neglect the fine art side of me and like just completely be digital, because there's something I find that when I work physical, like hands on like this stuff, I notice it improves my digital art, and
Yeah.
I think it's nice to get away from a screen, and like work like that. Whatever helps the art, I'll do it. And I find that like doing ink stuff and going back to that and not just getting rid of it, neglecting it is a good idea for me. That's what works.
Yeah, it's funny because when I'm writing, as soon as I get a little bit of block, I pick up a pencil and I go back to like my notebook. and it does the same thing. I feel like something about the keyboard and the screen sometimes ends up feeling so cold, and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
scribbles just feel better, you know?
Aren't you
yeah.
writing?
Oh,
You
I've been
write
writing. Yeah, I've been
for
writing for a long
real?
time.
Oh my God. Are you writing the stories or what is it?
I do write short stories. I do write some like thought
Wow.
journals. I write some copy for people. I write lore for people. Like just depends what I'm doing, but often I just write like thought dump journals. And I wrote for the like I started the TLDR newsletter for Alphabot like a year and a half ago. Wrote there for like 8 months. Just different things.
Can you drop something to read
Yeah, I can write something about you.
for you?
Yeah, it'll talk shit about you, but yeah,
No, for real, it will be interesting to. Oh, that's tarot. Oh my God. Shills, look at
these are the
tarot.
tarot cards.
This is
Damn.
so cool. Look at
Oh
those.
my God. Like I
Oh
literally
my
have
god.
like few tarot like look
Hmm.
cards. I
Yeah,
really adore it.
it's the
Oh my
YOLO
God.
box that you have. I forget. It's kind of was inspired by that one. I was just look through it and then do my. Yeah, I started this like in 2022, 23. I mean, honestly, I haven't looked at these
Oh
since
my God. I want
then.
so
So
much.
Something very
I
yeah,
otherworldly about these, eh? Like they feel like it feels like an alien civilization almost, or the gods, you know?
I appreciate it. Yeah, like it started developing that way. It felt like it was a completely different world. Um,
Hmm.
some of these, yeah, yeah, I'm
oh
really happy
wow.
with how they turned out with, and I was sharing them for a while, but I just kind of got away from it, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I considered selling these as like a NFT collection, honestly, and then maybe doing a tarot card deck, like an actual physical deck.
Yes, interactive tarot deck, please. Yes.
Yeah,
What I'm doing, sometimes it's with
Hmm.
ChatGPT, just tell me quickly what about this or this. But it would be so cool to have some, digital tarot deck where you
yeah.
can, yeah, make it. Oh my God,
Hmm.
yes. Please do this. By the way, uh, we know that market and big companies you're working for, they want one type of content, but what people want from you, what you selling right now, like what people purchasing from you, is it more like I saw your how it's named, oh my God, offline art, I forgot this name, posters, they are sold out. What about digital? What you selling in digital? What's like, what people purchase from you now? Your collectors.
Um, I mean, in the past year, it's kind of been hard to say because things been like for artists
Yeah, yeah.
especially, it's been pretty quiet. And I think because everything that's going on like in the world geopolitically, I feel like this is just on a bigger spectrum of like um I don't know if art's being like sold as well right now, so it's been hard to kind of gauge where my art audience is vibe at and what they like. But I think I like to think that whatever I make, my wife would say this to me. She's like, whatever you put out, they'll like it. And I like to kind of think if it's cyberpunk stuff, they'll love it for the cyberpunk stuff.
Hmm.
If they want the more ethereal stuff, they'll also collect that, really. It's like it might be different themes and messages, but it's still kind of like, oh, that's Xula. Um, so I try not to get too focused on, what does my audience really want, and more like, this is what I want to make, and if people want to collect it, that's awesome, and support me as an artist.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
that's
kind
what
of
your
what, yeah,
audience really wants.
yeah,
That's what they really want. They want work that comes from the heart. They want work that like describes your journey, and they want to like grow with you as collectors.
yeah, and like it's a bit different, like companies got involved in NFTs, and that's great, and they wanted to approach it more of as a brand and the Pudgy Penguin, and well, I think that's great. That's its own thing, and then with art, it's like it's a different beast. I like that. look at
You
it
have
that way.
artists that artists attempt to do these PFP collections, and it becomes very
Yeah.
difficult. Like I think one of the best successes, as an example, would be, for instance, Jack Butcher's Pepin
Yeah.
collection, because that worked out really well. I mean, the Skulls of Lucy
Yeah.
are like amazing, but I consider that
Mhm.
more of like a cabal than a PFP per se. Um, but like Jack Butcher seems to have done it well with the experience. It's just I feel like the demand put on artists when they launch a collection is just it's
Oh, that's
unfair, right? Because you launch art, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, you collect it, you love it, but you launch a PFP and it's like, okay, what are you gonna do for me?
What's your
It's very
roadmap?
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
like how are you gonna pump my bags? Yeah,
Yeah,
very
there's
different
this weird
audience.
expectation. Yeah, different audience. That's a good way of looking at it, really. What I've found is like collectors that just collect my artwork. They're like, do your thing. Even when I was doing ordinals, it was a group of collectors that wanted just like I was even like, hey, like, is there a certain kind of like theme or whatever you want me to do? Like, they're like, no, just do your jam, do your thing. Like, whatever you do, your vision, we'll just collect it. And that was always really nice.
Yeah, that's
But
dope.
yeah, when you get into like more PFP, it's more of like I guess you'd say like Web 2 business tactics, if that's fair to say. I mean,
I think it is.
um,
Especially
yeah,
post royalties. Like pre
yeah,
royalties, it was a little bit different of a market. Post royalties, the only surviving projects are the ones with Web 2 visions and with business development and with like all this stuff that no longer requires an artist, like
yeah.
sadly, but they
Hmm.
don't care at that point.
That's fine,
Mm.
that's the world we exist in, and artists will find a way to navigate things. But yeah, like, have you been paying attention to Bored Ape or anything? It feels like I don't really pay attention to that stuff too much, but I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
do.
I'm in the NFT space almost completely. So yeah, I'm definitely paying attention.
To like Yuga Labs and all of them, like, are they doing stuff?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yuga has their Eighth Fest coming up in Vegas, which is a pretty
mm,
big deal going on with Complex Con because they're very much into like the streetwear, luxury lifestyle, like um,
Hmm.
anti-culture kind of thing. So Complex Con is a great fit for them. Azuki just did their event at the Anime Expo in LA,
Nice.
which was huge, like huge. This is the first Web3 event I've ever been to that was mostly Web2 people. There was
Oh
over a
wow,
thousand Web2 people and only 300 Azukis um, at the event,
that's a
which is like
good exposure.
very, very, yeah, great exposure. They did not do like shilling. They didn't do a speech. They didn't do like, there was no QR code to buy an Azuki. You know what I mean? Like it was just an anime after party, and it worked out really well. And then obviously penguins are very much proliferating into every angle. Abstract Chain's doing very well. They have their Pingu token doing insanely well. They have an ETF coming um, for the Pingu token and the Penguin NFTs. They've got toys and physicals and licensing, and they just did a deal with a Chinese toy company to make like kind of like a Labubu version with blind boxes and
oh, for
whatnot.
real. Mm.
Yeah, Sunplay Inc. I think it's called Sunplay. It's like one of the largest toy manufacturers in
Oh,
China.
wow.
So they've like I think everyone's kind of finding their groove. Even dead projects like Digidaigaku is dead, but Gabriel Layden and Limit Break, the company that started it, they're doing contract work for everyone. They invented the 721C and like they've made all these new contract standards and they're building out the tech they think would be required for their business. But it's just not a lot of the companies are feeling it in the action because the
Yeah.
NFT collectors have like dwindled down. We're not at that point in the cycle. There's nothing new,
Hmm.
nothing exciting, and you can make 3 times your money on abstract or soul in like a few minutes, and that's where all the attention
Then like
goes.
shit coins got really, or altcoins, or the meme coin culture thing that blew
Yep.
up, and it seemed like it might have fizzled out. I mean, I don't know. I don't pay it. pinching it too much, but
No, it's alive and kicking. It's
kicking,
alive and
yeah.
kicking. Yeah, there was a little point where like they sagged for a bit. They lagged behind the market as Bitcoin climbed.
Mhm.
Um, but now they're back stronger than ever. Like the meme coin crypto market cap has gone. I think it's done a 5x in the last 3 weeks as like Pump and Bonk and all these new platforms kind of come out with their like implementations and buyback programs, and they're kind of injecting liquidity in because it's good for them. They now have their own token. I know Pump Fund just did their ICO, and it's great for them to have more volume on meme coins. So they injected heavy money into it, and every major NFT project now has a fungible token. Like literally everyone.
Yeah, it's true. Like OpenSea, like doesn't OpenSea have like a OpenSea
Oh,
token?
they haven't dropped it yet. They're going to. They're still in like the farming phase, but they did add the
Yeah.
ability to trade fungible tokens on OpenSea. So you can now buy like Azuki's token and Ape and Pingu and Bonk and like all these meme coins. You can now buy them on OpenSea. And they're in fact giving people like XP towards their airdrop if you do. So
Yeah.
everyone's just
I just I don't know how people can like stick in it for too long. Like you make your money, I would put it like into Bitcoin. I'm just like I guess I'm like all maxi on Bitcoin because that thing's gonna just keep potentially ripping. I mean,
Bitcoin
people are
is
saying
like a
200K.
savings account. Bitcoin's like
Yeah,
a savings account, like
long term.
it's gonna, yeah, it's safe, it's gonna fluctuate, but eventually it's gonna go up. But if you sit down at your computer for the day and you have, a $50,000 portfolio, you're not just gonna put it into Bitcoin unless you're super busy
Yeah,
doing other stuff. If even if
true.
you have 200 grand, right? Like unless you've got a huge Web 2 company or Web 3 company and no time, you've got $30,000 in hype and $30,000 in this and $50,000 in Pingu, and you're farming some protocols. And you're doing all this shit. So,
It's quick
big,
money, you know? Yeah,
yeah, definitely
fast,
more
pretty.
risk. Definitely more risk, but it's also like it's engaging. So I think
Yeah,
like what I've
Oh,
noticed is that everyone who's a trader in the space treats Bitcoin as their savings account. If they make
yeah.
50K on a trade, they'll put 20K in Bitcoin and
yeah, yeah,
gamble the rest.
yeah.
And
That's
then
true.
lose it.
Yeah, yeah. At least sometimes. At least
Yeah.
sometimes. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel
I
like
will say
gambling is like
that as
everywhere, you
well.
know?
So,
Yeah.
Gambling is
um,
everywhere.
oh, sorry.
Sorry, go
I
ahead,
can't.
No, no.
Chills.
Go
Oh, I
ahead.
was gonna say sorry. I think I talked over you. I was gonna say I can add a little bit back to the whole conversation with whether or not meme coins are alive, and I will say at least yes to all of that, and then add in the base chain too, right? Which is where Pump Fun goes to. But they're launching their rebrand today. Today's a new day one. Coinbase and Base together. So Brian Armstrong and Jesse Pollock today. I think at 5 Pacific are going to go live. And they're in LA. They're relaunching the entire brand and every single asset currently on the base chain. It doesn't matter what it is, meme coin, NFT, music, you name it, apps, all the mini apps, will be published and available to the entire globe today.
Damn. It's
Yeah, like
And
you
exciting
mean on
times,
the
they
on the
honestly.
Coinbase
absolutely
app? You mean
do
like when
not launch.
when you say published? Do you mean they're going to be on like the Coinbase app, or what do you mean?
Yeah, it's all going to become one.
Oh yeah, because I've noticed the Coinbase exchange app has been doing a lot of updates since Base came out. They've introduced a lot of little things, and they're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll
yeah.
send you an alert to go mint
Yep,
something, and they'll have like daily trending stuff. But I feel like
yeah. And
Base
if
is
you
so
open
centralized, it really annoys me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and if you open the Coinbase app right now, you'll see like that kind of like little
The
tile
the
that tells
interface,
you
yeah.
that their rebrand is launching today. Yeah, for Base, but yeah, I mean it's no longer going to be centralized versus DeFi. They instead of going through having to be, their own market distribution or going through using different companies or a DEX or a list, they're just listing everything. The
They're like
whole
fully
damn.
they're fully centralizing.
platform.
They're going from
Interesting.
partly centralized to fully centralized, which is probably what the world wants, in fairness. Like, the world doesn't care about decentralization.
Fair point.
Yeah, I mean, they're just making it available to everyone.
Mm.
They're still going to be defined and centralized. Don't get me wrong, but they're literally opening it up and making it available to the entire world. Whereas today, there's
But
all those
is it like
stipulations and
so needed?
two
Is
different
it so
apps.
needed if it's so available and centralized? You know
Think
what I
about
mean?
it. Think about it like this, Ira. There is no app store for crypto, right? So if I am a new Ethereum user today, what am I doing? I'm going to go on EtherScan. Like, what the hell am I going to get from
Yeah.
EtherScan?
You have no idea.
I'm going to go to like ether.org. Like, what the hell am I going to get there? But then you look at like Abstract. Abstract really proved this business model. They made like a front page, an app store. You go to abs.xyz and they get to choose what they put in front of people. They get to highlight things. Your wallet is there. Like, it feels like a more web 2 UI that people are comfortable with. Log in with your email, look at all the fun stuff to do, pick one and do it. Whereas, like, if you join ETH, where do you even find stuff? Like
Yeah.
OpenSea, right? Like,
Right.
So I
so
feel like
what
Solana's
base?
good.
Solana doesn't have that either, though. They don't have what do
Yeah.
they have? Phantom, like that's the closest
Yeah.
they got. So it's like, if for a wallet to do that, okay, maybe Rabby gives you some DeFi options, but it's like it's just so
Listen,
difficult to find
Well,
stuff.
and they've added other stuff to it as well. So like there's other stuff in it too. So there's an entire encrypted chat capability that is better than X's. So I know a lot of the builders, they've all been beta testers. I can't. I had to recuse myself because of my in real life job. I couldn't do any of that. But I know a lot of people who have, and the stuff they've been working on. There's video chat. There's group messaging, regular messaging, all the mini apps, all of the assets. It's insane. And don't forget, they are the first and only ones on the stock exchange now and went public.
Like you mean Coinbase?
So Coinbase, yes, Coinbase itself, right? And now they're opening up the entire DeFi space to the
I don't
world.
know, guys. Hunt, to your point, that people don't know, like, if they want to start using crypto, what to do and everything. People still don't understand how, like, if people in crypto still don't understand how Discord working. And then I'm asking them, are you sure that you need to be in crypto if you don't understand how to register in Discord and open the ticket or something like that? So I don't know. I feel like
That's the problem, though, right? Like, Web3 as a decentralized, like autonomous layer on the internet where you're supposed to own your data and own everything. It's all been centralized by like Twitter and Discord, like, and now Telegram. It's like there is no
Right.
actual decentralization unless you're a cypherpunk and you're like exploring Etherscan and picking contracts and seeing what launched and auditing shit and doing things yourself. Like, it's just
Do you-
it's reliant on the current tech. So
yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of base. I'm a fan of this. I think this will be good for crypto adoption as a whole. If they create some sort of like UI app store where you just go to this website and everything on base is in one place and you can like see virtuals and you can see this and you can see that and you could buy a meme coin, you could buy an NFT and you could do everything on this one
That's
platform.
what they are
Yeah,
launching
like
today.
that's cool for adoption.
They have.
But it's
Mhm.
just like, to me,
Right. Right.
I love Hyperliquid, for instance, because the app
because
that they built the chain
hey,
around is so dope and it's so decentralized and you don't have to give them any information. But for someone to get onto this app store on Coinbase, because if you log into the Coinbase app, you got to give them your passport photo and you got to give them all this shit. And
Right.
because they're a publicly traded company now, they can't do business with certain parts of the world and you have to dox it. They have to be able to freeze your account. You don't actually own any crypto that's on there because they can freeze it at any time. You just have an IOU. Like, you don't even show up as a holder on Dex Tools. It's all in the Coinbase wallet because they're like custodying everything, which for a corporation is safe and great for sure. For a private user, it's like dangerous. Like
Still better than
when I was,
fiat.
it's still much better than fiat,
Than a
but
bank.
technically not,
It's
right? Because
it's harder.
Coinbase can freeze your assets. Coinbase can
Yeah.
lock your account. Coinbase can tell you that your account is under review for 2 months. You can't reach
Mm.
customer service. If like it's actually the same problems, but the advantage is
That's if you're using Coinbase. Coinbase though. Now, Coinbase Wallet is still DeFi, and that is still going to exist. And they use MoonPay, they use Stripe, and they use all other things for people to transfer their money. So I do that. Like there still is going to be that separation, like there is
yeah,
today.
Sounds
yeah,
like
but
growing pains.
it is growing pains, but for
But yeah,
crypto it's good,
exactly. It's
right? Because
interesting.
the
Hmm.
more people see crypto as something that's easy to access, valuable, and like the more people that see crypto as something fun that they could use, the better it is for us. And then if they want to dive down that pill of self-sovereignty and like they want to dive down, figuring out their own keys and like how to actually do this yourself, like, and even launch smart contracts and stuff, that's dope. And not everyone will, the same way not everyone launches a business on Facebook and some people just use it to talk to their grandma. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's good overall for us. I do think that we're moving away, even all this government adoption stuff and like national Bitcoin reserves. Like I've hated this stuff since it started, man. I feel like we're moving away from the ethos of actual crypto. We've moved so far away, we don't even know what it is anymore because we just want the government to pump our bags. It's like it's
True.
disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. It's like it's scary. Privacy is gone. We're signing away our rights to everything just to get the government to pump our bags. And it's yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy because
scary.
I heard the U.S. dollar has gone down what like 12% over the year. I don't know. I saw that somewhere. Is that
The
what you're
US
hearing
dollar
too?
has gone down a lot. Yeah, I'm in Canada and it was a dollar
Oh, you're
forty
in Canada?
five. Yeah, and it was a dollar 45
Yeah, it has
Canadian
appreciated.
for one USD
Yep.
in at the beginning of the year, and now it's 136, I believe, today. Like it's
The pound is like 145 or something. My nephew's over there now, and for like a $50 exchange, it was
yeah,
$73.
it's getting a
Guys,
little wild.
guys, I need to interrupt you a bit because I need to take care about people who will watch, who will want to rewatch this video with the artist on YouTube, for example. And like when they see in like 2 hours, they can't watch. And also, I have round of last questions for you, and which is important. We're doing these live streams every Wednesday, and you guys can join with every guest, just as a speaker and talk with us about everything, like pretty the same conversation every time about everything, about artists, about art, about yeah, market and all this stuff. So you're very, very welcome it, and yeah, we'll be happy to see you again. But I have my last round of questions. Okay, are you ready? Shields and Nick, of course.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. So
Do
this is
it.
Blitz questions. You need to answer quickly or, explain your answer, but not like in a short term. Okay. Nick and Shils, what will you choose? Only one answer. Centralization or decentralization? Back to our topic.
Something in the middle. A
No,
little
you
bit of
can't.
both. No, we
Can't.
can't.
Only
Oh
one.
boy. Screw it. Decentralized.
Okay, Shils.
Decentralized.
Okay, guys. Doxing or undoxing for everyone. Like you need a passport to register in the internet.
I believe in privacy. I think, especially with. So yeah,
Same.
would that be
Shows,
undoxing?
shows how it's real.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm torn on that, honestly. I feel like there is a happy medium. I feel like you can be a partial doxed as far as maybe like face and any information, but do you have to share your private information to be able to have
Especially
access
in
to
the
everything?
U.S. now with ICE getting
Oh yeah.
pumped with
Yeah.
funding.
Yeah.
Screw that. Privacy.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Privacy all the way.
Okay. What would you say to Satoshi Nakamoto if you would meet him in person? About what you want to talk with him, let's say so.
Top or bottom? No.
I would ask him if he when he envisioned, right, this world that he envisioned and then created Bitcoin, how much on the mark is it today? Did he envision people actually doing the crazy shit they have and taking it and run with it and it being that beauty and the
Yeah,
devil, or like that? Yeah, I would want to know, right? Like, really, like, are we on par with where you thought this was gonna go? Like, did you really think it was gonna
I
work?
yeah,
second that. I
yeah.
definitely second that. Did it in
Same.
Yeah.
line with his original vision, or are we completely off the rails?
Yeah.
Abs-
Like, did we just take it and run with it? And that was his vision, that he didn't have any further expectation other than, I believe it'll get adopted and the people will
It's for the
see it.
Absolutely
people.
agree with you guys. Yeah. Same thoughts. I recently thought about it. Okay. Who do you think Satoshi Nakamoto?
I always think he's that old Asian dude. Or actually Hal Finney maybe, or like what is it? I don't know. Um I really don't know, honestly. Anonymous.
I don't have a theory either, to be honest. I really, truly
We
don't.
had a theory that this is a woman, that this is the next copy, that this is who else was interesting
Group
as
of people.
group
Maybe a
of
group.
people, of course. Yes. So
I
yeah.
think that. I think
Damn.
only a group of people.
Top of
I think I would believe more in a group of people than a single person. I think a single person maybe did have the idea, but then went to the people that they trusted that a smaller group could pull it off. Which, I mean, you see the picture, the big huge picture of the Bitcoin group, right? The originals, the founders, whatever you want to call them. And I feel like there was more to it, and I don't know. I feel like it was like orchestrated on purpose to combat what we knew was coming, like what's happening in the world today, because this was desperately needed for evolution, for the world to evolve. So
this art that you showing, sorry guys, is so
Hmm.
beautiful. I just can't, stop.
it really
No,
Guys,
it
is.
is.
okay, next question is who from the artists you want to see on our next live stream, and you would like to join to talk with them?
Oh shoot.
Mhm.
It's a good question. I'm like drawing a blank right now. I'd have to get back to you on that one.
For me, I would throw out New Light Visuals, David from Australia, who has recently started experimenting with new stuff in glitch art, but already very well established. He actually just had his Sergeant Pepe meme published through the 6529.io platform, where all the meme stuff's happening now. And I'm in a group channel with him and some others, and there's just a lot of cool stuff that he's working on right now. And he's doing an icons set that's got Bjork and Eddie Vedder and some
Nice.
others, and it's this really badass like graffiti glitch art. So that's my vote if we ever could get him on, and I can talk to you
Oh,
about that,
let's go,
Ira.
let's go. That sounds interesting. Thank you, Shils. Yeah.
I would say
So,
Lewis Daisy, but to answer your question real quick, yeah, Lewis Daisy's been showing up on my feed, and they do pretty cool artwork. But I can send you that information, their page.
yeah,
Lewis Daisy, Dazzy.
where is Daisy?
Hey, Ira,
I
I do need to
know,
jump. I
guys.
gotta get
I
back to
know,
work
I
my
know, I know.
lunchtime.
We are finishing the space, and again, we will be happy to see you in singular in the future. Soon it will be live
Yeah.
again. So yeah, see you guys. Thank you for joining, and yeah, thank you everyone who watched us and catch in a good quality this live stream on YouTube. And yeah, guys, thank you,
Awesome.
Nick.
Thank you.
Once
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you
Anytime.
guys. That was really fun.
Appreciate it.
again. Yeah,
Peace, peace.
bye.
Peace.